My name is Camille Shields, and my TOK topic will be, can you accurately define intelligence? Society has found many ways that they suspect that you can define intelligence or measure a person's intelligence. There are many tests, many that everyone has heard of, such as the IQ test, standardized test, determining whether a student is intelligent by their GPA, and also psychological ways, also like memory and common sense. First with IQ test. IQ tests were first started in France when a scientist wanted to figure out if children were either intelligent or inferior. This was a way just to figure if a child had potential to succeed in society or if they were to be a worker. Also, standardized testing, which all students must do before they leave high school, is when they take either an ACT, SAT, or any other type of test that measures their comprehension of specific subjects that colleges believe are necessary to first get enrolled and to succeed at the college. Many argue that these standardized tests do not measure intelligence because many children who are considered intelligent may not score as high as those who may not be considered as smart or as intelligent. There are many cases where students with a low GPA have a higher test score than students with a lower GPA. Or students with lower GPAs have higher test scores than students with higher GPAs. This is all, if this leads us to GPA and whether the GPA can determine intelligence also. More students in high school, if you have a high GPA, those students are considered the most intelligent and the most smart. However, this question does lead to if those GPA actually measure intelligence, because at many schools, weighted classes such as the International Baccalaureate classes and the Advanced Placement classes are weighted, meaning that these classes, you get more credit for them. So, some students may memorize or study the night before and remember everything that they need for a test and earn an A in the class. However, once it comes down to the very end of the class, when they have finals or their AP test, they may score lower or fail because they do not know the material. And if you do not know the material in a class, you're not considered intelligent because you're unaware of what is actually going on. A top of the class student may have high test scores in all their classes. They may have over a 4.0 grade point average, yet still fail all their AP and IB tests. Does this mean that they're not intelligent, or are they intelligent? As well, GPA cannot determine intelligence because some students who may be absent from school may fail their class because they were not present. If these students were not present, but yet they have a low GPA, how can a school determine if that student is actually intelligent or not? It also depends on the student's will. Many students who are very bright and that would be considered intelligent do not put in effort when it comes to school. So if their GPA is lower than a student who has a higher GPA that does put effort, it leads to the question if the person that puts more effort is more intelligent than the person that did not. Also, many believe that intelligence is a psychological issue and that you can only determine intelligence psychologically. There are two main points when it comes to psychological determination whether somebody is intelligent, and that's memory and common sense. Some students and people have a photographic memory, meaning that they just remember everything that they see. This may not mean that they actually know the material, they just memorize it. However, when it comes to a few years or after that material is not needed in the brain anymore, they may forget that memory and they might not know that material. So, though they may be considered intelligent because they remember something, they may not actually have a full grasp of the subject or the matter. Also, a main reason or a main factor that people believe that you can measure somebody's intelligence is their common sense. Simple things such as problem solving and analytical skills can be considered common sense. They're just skills that everybody believes that everyone should use because that's just how life is, and it's the simplest way to get through life. The idea of intelligence being measured is a very controversial issue because many do believe that the IQ test is inaccurate, standardized tests are inaccurate, and that memory and common sense are the psychological aspects also are inaccurate. There has not been a proven way to prove intelligence because all people are different and all people have different outlooks on life and different ideas of what is intelligence. There are many people who would consider intelligence such as street smarts or book smart. That's a different type of intelligence considered by many people. In all, intelligence is unknown because there's no way to measure it. There's no way to measure it because there is no correct definition of intelligence, and that there is no ideal or perfect way to be intelligent. It is just a factor that is determined by specific people who believe that certain things, they believe that intelligence should only be a certain aspects. So in all, intelligence cannot be defined or measured.